As a content creator myself, I sometimes would get a lot of criticism when it comes to having an opinion about a certain wrestler, if you will. I mean, I don't necessarily have a lot of criticism when it comes to a whole lot of wrestlers. I mean, that's mainly not true. I mean, there are some wrestlers that I can't mention on here because, I don't know how it might make other people feel. But I feel like this certain wrestler that I'm about to talk about is primarily not as surprising as any other wrestler that has been mentioned before. I mean, it's kind of obvious what this video is about. Jey Uso. Now, we can all agree, Jey Uso is super over with the fans. He has a dope entrance. He has a slightly less brain rot, but yet very catchy catchphrase. Even though I don't primarily say it a lot, it's just, I used to say it right before it started becoming a very serious problem. What is good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Troy Yeager. And today we're going to be discussing the Jey Uso problem. Now, listen, I have no hate towards the man behind the character. I seriously do not hate the man behind the character. The character itself is primarily the problem. See, Jey Uso has always been one of the most complex characters in the WWE to date. It all dates back to the start of the Bloodline saga, when he became the right-hand man Jey Uso, when he became Crash Out Jey Uso, and when he separated from the group as early as in 2023, he became his own man. And rightfully so. I mean, we all started to connect with the guy more and more ever since the start of the Bloodline story, when he started feuding with his cousin. And I think primarily the real reason why as to we love Jey Uso, right, at the start, was because of how Roman Reigns was treating him throughout that entire feud. It was obvious that Roman Reigns was trying to manipulate him, trying to get him on his side, trying to make sure that Jey falls in line and listen to whatever he says. I'm not gonna go through the whole story, but you guys get the idea. Jey Uso needed to branch out. He became part of the tag team with his brother, the Usos. Then the whole situation with SummerSlam 2022, I believe, when Jimmy betrayed him, that whole thing started. Now, Jey Uso branched out, went to Monday Night Raw, and he became main event Jey Uso. Now, it wasn't necessarily a problem at first. His in-ring work was not as, noticeable, mainly because we were just behind him when it came to the whole storyline with Roman Reigns, because the story itself was arguably much more better than the in-ring work. So we didn't mind the in-ring work. We were primarily focused on the story between him and Roman. But now we're talking about him on his own, without the Bloodline storyline. Then he started to portray a word that really became the center of his entire character. And that word is yeet. It started to become noticeable when he started saying yeet more often, and the crowd catched on, and it became a whole trend now. Now he had an identity. Now he had a purpose to fulfill. And to be quite frank with you, this is a very obvious one, but I believe his Intercontinental title win was more of a prolific and yet more wholesome emotional moment than his world title win at WrestleMania of this year. You guys can fight me over it, but I'm just stating facts. I'm stating the truth. He was more organically over to when he went on the road to actually win the IC title. People were behind him. I was behind him. I actually wanted him to become the guy who will carry the IC title, and the mid-card title scene was actually perfect for Jey Uso. It was just in the matters of, him being the workhorse champion. I actually wanted him to have a longer title reign, but that couldn't happen because, again, the whole Bloodline situation got involved, and he potentially lost the IC title because of it. Then WWE started to notice how much his popularity started to increase after the IC title reign. He started to become more popular with the crowd. He started becoming more popular with the fans. And WWE saw it as an opportunity to further push him up the stratosphere. he started to get noticeable wins over Drew McIntyre, and the feud with Gunther also kind of set it off for him. Now, it's no discredit. Jey Uso versus Gunther is quite honestly the worst wrestling feud, if I should say. They tried to make it a very convenient story, but I don't know, man. In wrestling wise, I just don't feel like these two are not good. They're not good wrestling soulmates. But before the whole Jey Uso and Gunther thing happened, actually, it all started after Saturday Night's main event of, I think last year, last year December, when he challenged for the World Heavyweight title. Then after that, the Royal Rumble came in. Then Jey Uso gave a little promo before the night before the Royal Rumble. And it was even quite noticeable, right? But I think it started to become very much noticeable in the middle of the 2025 Royal Rumble match, where it became one of the most star-studded Royal Rumble matches in history. It had John Cena, it had CM Punk, it had Seth Rollins, it had Roman Reigns. It had all the star power it required. Then it went down to the final two between Jey Uso and John Cena. Jey Uso eliminates John Cena, and that right there started the whole trend of the Jey Uso hate. Now, I initially was just conflicted. I was all the way confused, but it started, I don't know. It was something that I just couldn't forget, but it was kind of mindful at first. But then the whole feud with Gunther again started, and it just became a weekly thing of, okay, now we're starting to see the pattern in the in-ring work and promo rise, because again, he was feuding with Gunther. Gunther is obviously he's one of the top wrestlers in the world to date. The man can have a 5-star match with a broom itself, and for him to be feuding with a character like Jey Uso, who's only just one-dimensional, mainly because of the whole eating thing, it started to consume his identity. It started to consume the whole purpose around him. It just really did not resonate a whole lot with the fans online. But yet, once again, WWE opted to still push him, mainly because of how the live crowd was reacting to him. And that's primarily the difference between, you know, the online fan service and the live crowd fan service. It's very much different. It's like quite understandable, really. But really though, how long is it going to be excusable for the guy to keep on getting pushed when he's just not improving in the ring? When he's not improving, I mean, to be quite frank, he's an okay promo. He can have his good and bad days when it comes to promo, but I feel like it's just more of a consistency thing that you have to notice about Jey when it comes to the whole in-ring work and promo work. Because after the whole ordeal with Gunther, after him winning WrestleMania at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight title, by the way, I don't know, I know a lot of people say that it was a very better match than their previous matches, but I still don't feel like it needed to end the way it needed to end. But that's a story for another day in of itself. But what happened after that was just, I don't know. It was just low-key a waste of time, because the man didn't even get a whole 4-month title reign. He only had 2 title defenses, one against Seth and one against Logan Paul. One of them even ended in no contest because of an interference from CM Punk. Once again, WWE just so happened to once again not fully trust Jey Uso into carrying a world title for that long. You give him a push, then you end the reign so abruptly so. But yet you still keep him organically over. I mean, you still keep on pushing him, not organically over. You still keep on pushing him. Then the absolute, I don't know, the absolute pinnacle of just pure frustration came at War Games. And it started throughout the whole year. He has just been receiving so much online hate for a lot of things. And in every single time, he got the hate, primarily when he started winning in the My Time Is Now tournament to determine who's going to face John Cena in his final ever match on Saturday night's main event, December 13th. You started getting a whole lot of hate when he kept winning matches. All the dislikes was just piling in. That's also another thing. The online, just you know it's bad when it's just Jey Uso in the video, and you just see it's dislikes over dislikes. I think he has like the most dislikes in all of the WWE this year alone. In any video that you would see Jey Uso in, it's an immediate dislike. The only video that even had so many likes was when he got beat by LA Knight this past Monday, when LA Knight advanced in the finals for the tournament. That's when you know that it's just so bad, man. It's the disservice of itself, man. Jey Uso needs to, he needs a very serious character change, because I don't know how much longer it's going to take for WWE to still keep on milking this whole Jey Uso experiment down on our throats. Because for the live crowd, it's a party. Yeah, you eat all the day long, but for fans who watch this thing at home, for fans who would not even be able to afford to come to the live shows, be able to come to PLEs, because once again, TKO is just so selfish with money. It's just became impossible to do. We see this every single now and then with the run it up, and it's gone stale. Again, I come back to the War Games thing. War Games. Jey Uso in the midst of War Games, run it back. He actually did the whole run it back sequence where, you know, obviously you guys know he runs it back whenever he does his first entrance, and he runs it back for the second one. He runs it back in War Games. In War Games! People, it's a War Games match. Why? Just why? It defeats the whole purpose of War Games in of its entirety. It defeats the whole mystique behind War Games. While credit due, well, actually discredit. War Games has never been the same since it got to the main roster. Let's figure it out. Let's just have it there. I'm sorry, but to every main roster War Games match, there has not been a good one. Maybe last year's was a bit good, but still, NXT knocked it out of the park every single time because it had the level of brutality. Survivor Series this year was just absolutely just the worst. I'm sorry. To all those who might say it was an okay show, it just wasn't good in my show. I'll give it a 4. And that's me just being generous. But again, it ruined the mystique of War Games. How does a gimmick ruin War Games? Again, Jey Uso, man, he has become so one-dimensional. I feel like WWE is just not fully understanding the concept of when a superstar who's organically over, you need to check out that he actually can go in the ring. Jey Uso cannot go in the ring, man. I'm sorry. He cannot go in the ring. He's limited. He gets gassed easily. I just don't understand the concept. And I know people are gonna say, "Oh, but how about you get in the ring and try to like wrestle the same style as like, bro?" He's been doing that since he debuted in the main roster. He's been in a tag team for majority of his life. It got exposed when he started doing singles matches, man. And it's just the thing. I don't want to discredit Jey Uso. Man's is way over than he's over. Like, there's no doubt about it, man. He's over. Hence why they kept on pushing him. At first, the Royal Rumble thing, I minded it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mind it. You know, it added unpredictability to the Royal Rumble. Anybody can win it. But I feel like the downfall for WWE in general for 2025 kind of started with Jey Uso winning the Rumble. And now, Jey Uso has gone through a very interesting character shift where he started crashing out on Monday Night Raw recently. Who knows where this is going to be taking? Who knows where this is going to take Jey Uso? Maybe he might turn heel. Maybe he might start feuding with Roman Reigns, because that's still a thing. But hey, Roman Reigns has other plans. Poor Sami Zayn. Yeah. I'm just really upset at the fact that they couldn't just harness the level of aggression when it came to Jey Uso. They should have kept the right hand man. They should have kept the crash out Jay. They should have mixed it with the yeeting, with this yeet version of Jey Uso, because he is selling merch, rightfully so. When you sell merch, they will push you to the moon. But it's at the end of the day, it's just the in-ring work, the character, the fact that the yeeting has took over his entire persona, man. He can't even say a word without him just saying yeet it's lowering you, man. It's frustrating actually. And I want Jay to succeed, but it's just gotten to a point where it's become way too much now, man. I just really hope for better things for Jey Uso. Not yeet, not main event Jey Uso. And it's so hyperbole so because they named the main event Jey Uso when it's in reality he's not giving out main event level performances in the ring, like at all. But hey, this is just me talking as a fan. But if you guys have other thoughts and opinions and all that stuff, please leave it down below in the comment section. I'm just trying to say over Jey Uso, I think he needs to like improve. That's all actually we want from him. Less of the yeet and more of the Jay that we actually liked back in the 2020s, back in the pandemic era. But hey, man, what can I say, man? I'm just a mark.